What's up, Fantasy Freaks? It's Rob, the NRL Fantasy Freak, back with my Round 12 review. 789 points was a pretty good score this week and pushed me into an overall rank of 607. Team values up to 13.92 mil and 14 trades available. I'm in a pretty good position. Trades this week, I brought in Docker Clay and I couldn't reverse it, so once he was moved to the bench, so I'll take his 36 points and just hope that something changes in the next couple of weeks so that he can be starting in round 15 and 18 as I had thought he would be. The other trade in was Isaiah Katoa with 55 points, and happy with that in a rain affected game. Going through the rest of the team, got the captaincy right with Clark, 61 points was good, and Tapani with 55, solid. Hosking was disappointing with 37, and because of that, I've made some trades to beef up my edge position this week. Farnworth with 55 in the wet was good with a try, and Lucas 84 and Sharp 98 were insane. The Knights were on fire, but as we saw last night, they've come back to earth with a crash and a couple of low scores for them. But they're both keepers, so we can handle that if they get these massive scores in between. Garrick with 34, another low one for him. I expect a big one from him this weekend. And Tamale 39, definitely take that. Kautoga's 56 was awesome, and he is proving very handy. Hopefully he can keep those 50s rolling. Wong with 47. Missed out on that score instead of Hosking, so lost 10 points there. And same with, I didn't play Fogarty because Savala got 53 and missed out on another 10 points there, so 20 points missed out on. Tavanga was 65, was awesome, playing the full 80, and with Jake out again, Jake Trbojevic out again, we should get a good score out of him this week. Looking at my potential sells, I had Wong. He's had poor form, 4 of the last 5 under 47, and yeah, he has to go. White, expected average under 50. He's injury affected, coming back, so we don't know what kind of minutes he'll get, and I think there's a couple of better options that have come up. Tamale, he's peaked in price, and I've got too many Raiders, so he is an easy sell. Savala, with Sam Walker returning in 15, he should be peaked in price, so he'll be a sell. And Docker Clay, not having the role that I thought he would, is definitely a potential sell, although because of his price, he's not a priority sell at this stage. I've got the table there. You can pause and have a look at my projected averages. Big talking point is White and whether to hold or sell for 15. I really think his expected average of 46 is what I've penciled it in for, is not worth holding when we've got Aitken and Kolo that'll both average significantly higher. And yeah, with that injury concern as well, and with the Roosters having the bye in 14, yeah, just getting rid of my dead wood. And also there was kind of a bit of a personal point with Robbo putting Docker Clay to the bench. I've kind of been like, nah, I'll just get rid of my Roosters because I don't trust the coach. So yeah, that's pretty much that. On the rest of the table there, King Tonga I've got there. He'll be a sell once he peaks, but he's still got money to make. So the potential buys, as I mentioned, Kolo he's got 10 points of value and great for the buys. Aitken as well, 10 points of value, great buy coverage. Fainu, if he with Galvin gone, he should get the spot once fit, so he'll be a definite pickup. I worked out that I probably don't need his cash generation, but if he fits a trade out in the future, I definitely wouldn't go against it as a cash out option. Tedesco, he's the best gun fullback at the moment, very consistent, but I'm held off because of origin risk. I still think he could easily get in that team. And Drinkwater is a gun wing fullback as well. He's got the goal kicking. We have to see how Purdue's going to affect his role. And he's got a high BE, so he's not an urgent buy. And I've got Toby Couchman on the list as well. He's a gun. No matter what his role is, he scores points. And he played 80 on the edge last night and got 69, I think. So that's insane. He looks fit and firing, and we need to get him in our team ASAP. And so he'll probably be coming into my team next week. So I come up with this looping table. I went through all the teams from round 19 to 27 and gave them 1 point if they were in the first game of the round, and 8 points if they were in the last game, 9 points if they were on a bye, and I've ranked the teams by the total. So the reason for this is obviously we want players that are playing in the later games to enable looping, and it's a quick visual aid for checking the order of your players for your looping, and it's helped me decide on who I wanted to bring in this week. I am doing something that's probably not recommended, very aggressive to bring in a looper this early in the season, but I'm in a really high rank, and I want to try get as high as I can basically. So as we can see, Knights at the top of the table, and I've put the looper rankings here. I've got Fletcher Hunt from the Knights, 230k, and with Marju back next week, he won't have a role, so he's a great cash out option and can use him to loop. My preference is for a wing fullback for looping with Garrick and Drinkwater. They are less reliable, and so you can loop them and get the best score out of those two. I've got Fitzgibbon from the Titans at number 2, 230k, and he's got AKP, Sammy, and Francis ahead of him, so he'd be another good option. Bentley Hape from the Rabbits at 233k. He's likely to lose his role in the near future with Munro and Whiten coming back. And Mellors from the Rabbits as well, 230k, wing fullback. And finally, Asamoah from the Tigers. From the Raiders. He's got lots of players ahead of him, and so he'd be another option with the Raiders being number 6 on the table. Well, 5 or 6, equal with Sea Eagles. So third time recording this slide as the niece and nephews keep annoying me. So this is my round 13 team. Team value 13.7 mil with 268k in the bank. I've got Wong out for Kolomatangi, that's a nice upgrade. And Tamale out for Hunt to lock in the cash gains on Tamale and to pump all that cash into my starting 17. White to Aitken is another nice upgrade, and I've got Terrell May as captain and Aaron Clark as vice captain. Pretty easy decisions, not backing up from Origin, safe picks, both scoring well. Tapani and Haas in the mids, Aitken and Kolomatangi at edge, Fogarty and Cleary in the halves, Kautoga and Lucas at centre, Sharp, Garrick and Campbell at the back. I've got Tavanga as backup if Haas was to be a late out, Savala if Cleary was a late out, Docker Clay if Clark was a late out, and Hosking for either of Aitken and Kolomatangi. So I've got a pretty solid team there, and looking forward to a good score Off to a bad start this week though, with Sharp with 22 and Lucas with 38, but they're both very highly owned, so it doesn't really affect rank too much. So looking at my future plans, I've got Savala out for Couchman next week. I think might be going, yeah, Savala won't be playing, and then Walker will be back in 15, so that makes sense, and I'm hoping I'll just have enough money in the bank for that. That's why I had to cash out to Hunt or a 230k player. That extra 29k rather than getting Latu Fainu enables that trade. And in week 15, Hosking out to Drinkwater to fill my wing fullback position. Further down the track, I'm looking at Kautoga out for Karaz to give me that wing fullback centre cover, and Tavanga to Wishart. So hopefully he'll get the half spot for Munster, and he'll be a great scorer and a great cash out. And finally, Fogarty to Turbo. Hopefully he is fit by then, and he'll be a great cheap option at the back and undervalue, so we can get in a good scorer at a good price and bolster the squad to have a couple of backup options. Looking at my table, so for the trades I made this week, it was to gain an extra 22 points each and every week, and next week Couchman will get me an extra 22 points a week, and in 15, because I would be down a wing fullback, it's going to gain me an extra 43 points going on Drinkwater's last 3 average. And the rest of the table, so I've got the players under 40 points scoring last 3 average in red, their scores, but Tavanga should be green for his 53. I'm looking at playing Docker Clay in 15, so we'll see if he's named on the bench again. I might put Jazz in there, and then I'll have to figure something out. Kautoga might have to go for a mid, but yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But these are the plans at this stage. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and good luck for the round, and I will see you in the next one. And PS, watching the Origin game was very disappointing. Yeah, Maroons were never really in it. The Blues had dominance, and was not a great game as a Maroons fan. We didn't really have much threat, so yeah, hopefully we can figure something out in round 2.